Welcome back to Face the State. I'm Ariana Bennett. Thank you for staying with us. Well, the new school year has begun, and along with some new programs, there are some old problems, but some potentially new solutions. I'm here with Washoe County School District Superintendent Tracy Davis now to discuss all that. Tracy, once again, thanks for being on the show.
Thank you for having me again.
Okay, so the school year is off to its start. How's it looking so far?
You know, it was a smooth start. We're really excited. Had an opportunity to visit 8 schools, to go to the transportation yard, to talk to employees, parents, kids, and so a really smooth start, and we're excited about the year.
Okay, now most schools started, but not all of them are ready to go yet. Can you explain what in the world a revitalization calendar is?
Yes, so we have 5 schools that are on this calendar, and they actually will start 2 weeks later than everyone else. The good news is they catch up and make up the time, so they'll still in school with everyone else. It's an opportunity for us to really take care of some of the needs in the building that exist.
So what kind of needs are we talking about?
Fresh paint, looking at carpet, things that normally wear and tear in a building to spruce it up for the kids as we work on equity and access for all our schools.
So why did that need to happen now versus maybe over the summer, or it just took too long?
So it's actually spread out. So there's a timeline. So we've been doing this for years. So this isn't the first year. We did it last year. And part of it is how long it takes schools to get done and supply and demand and workers. And oftentimes we want it done right. So we have to push it back a little bit. So 2 weeks, and then the kids will eventually get back on track with the rest of their peers in the district.
Okay, so there is funding in the budget for those repairs.
Yes.
Okay. Is there any funding left in the budget for repairs?
That's a great question. So there's some minimal funding for repairs. However, we have large needs, as you know. Like, for instance, over Christmas break, we had the issue at Pine Middle School. Our buildings are aging. The average age of a building is 40 years old. Like with any building or house, you have to take care of it. And our schools are aging, and we have to start taking care of them.
Right, and this has been pretty well publicized, I think, the capital needs in the district. I just want to touch on it real quickly and then move on. But worst case scenario, say this ballot measure in November doesn't pass, that's asking people to, raise a tax, sales tax just a little bit to fund school needs. Say it doesn't pass. What's the worst case scenario the district is facing?
I think what keeps us up at night is the potential for a double session in our secondary schools. That impacts the day of a child, a family, even the community. So if you said what's the one thing, I would say the possibility of double sessions as it relates to overcrowding in some of our schools.
How likely is that possibility?
We have projections out. It looks like as we project out, the possibility could be within the next 4 years. Part of what we're doing is going out to the public to talk about what would happen if we received funding and what would happen if we did not receive funding. We don't want anyone shocked. And as we come closer to that moment, we'll work with our community agencies, if it gets to that, of how we provide resources and support our families if there are double sessions or possibly more year-round schools.
What do you say to someone who says, I don't believe that, you're bluffing, you'll find the money in the budget, you're not going to put kids on double sessions?
What we like to do is walk them through it, because sometimes they just don't have an idea, and we pull out. We've been extremely transparent. One of the things the board did was have the data gallery, so you can click on a school and say, okay, what's going on in my building? You can see past renovations, what need to happen, what the projections are for that school, and we wanted to be transparent about that. And I really just tell the facts. This isn't about the district opposing or supporting. It's about educating for us. And I think if we educate people and they make the decision, and then as a community, we all live with that decision.
Okay, we'll see come November. All right, so we started the year, and I know we're short some teachers. How many teachers are we short this time?
This is always the question people ask, and the number changes, and let me explain it. So we had a big meeting on Friday before we started school, and the question I always ask is, where are we at? On Friday, we were at 46 openings. Now, interesting enough, on Monday, when we asked, the new number was 58, and somebody's like, well, what happened? Well, every day something happens where people might resign or people don't show up, people get other jobs, and likewise we hire. So that target actually moves for us.
So what amount of shortage can you weather without it disrupting your day-to-day?
Well, here's what we believe. We want a highly skilled teacher in front of every student, right? And if we don't, what we've done is we've hired long-term subs who've worked in our buildings. They get the same training and opportunities that we do for our normal classroom teachers. In fact, what we do with these long-term subs is they stay the duration of the year, they receive the same type of professional learning opportunities, and they become part of the school family.
So is the problem that there just aren't enough qualified applicants, not enough interest? Why is it so hard to fully staff up?
I think if you really look at it and you look at education across the country, there's not a lot of young people going into education. There are a lot of more, what I say, uber sexy jobs for kids to be in. You know, they want to work at Google or they want to be app writers. So we really have to go out and fight for every teacher. But we're doing the same fight every district across this country. Even within our own state, the soups talk about it. Oh, I got one of your teachers from Clark County. We hired several teachers from Clark County. But we know that they're also short teachers, right? If Elko takes a teacher. So it's really a fight to the finish for everyone when it comes to teachers.
Okay, now within the classroom, and we just have a few minutes here to talk about this, but I know there are going to be some new programs funded by the budget increases from the last legislative session. So one of them, literacy, Read by 3, right? It's
Yes,
getting a little boost
yes,
this
we're
year.
really excited about Read by 3. Read by 3 will provide opportunity for early literacy intervention for students. Part of that bill says that if students aren't at grade level by 3rd grade, there's a possibility for retention. What we do know through studies that kids who are on grade level by 3rd grade tend to be successful and graduate. So part of those monies will be provided for professional learning, interventions for kids, trainings for parents to ensure that kids are on target by the 3rd grade.
Okay, and a few other things to look forward to. Zoom and Victory schools are getting a boost.
Zoom and Victory schools will continue. As you know, our Zoom schools are for English language learners, high populations. And we look at our Victory schools, they really impact our schools that are in low socioeconomic areas. I think this boost is really proven to provide resources to our most needed students so that we can really be on this pathway to graduation 90% by 2020.
All right, well, we only have like a minute and a half left. So I guess just what message do you have for parents at the start of the school year?
Well, first of all, we're excited. We're doing some amazing things in Washoe. And if you really look at the data, we really want to be transparent about the work. We want to engage families in our schools, our building principals, our teachers, our staff. Everyone's really putting their heart into this work. We really put out an all-out plan to engage families and become involved. Ask questions. I have plenty of conversation corners throughout the year. There's opportunities for you to come and ask me any question you would like. Be engaged.
Yeah, get involved with
Get
your
involved,
kids'
be
education.
engaged,
Yeah.
come to board meetings, ask questions, and really look at the data to really see where we are. We have come a long way as a district. We are the very best we can be today. We are better than we were yesterday, and we will continue to improve upon ourselves as we move forward.
Okay, any predictions about what kind of results we're going to see at the end of this year?
Well, then there would be no need to have me back, so.
Fair enough. Well, that sounds like a promise. You have to come back.
That's
now.
a promise.
All right, Tracy, thank you so much.
Thank you
your
for
time.
having me.
I do appreciate it as always. Well, that is it for this episode of Face the State. But for more information on all of this or to see past episodes, just head to our website. That's ktvn.com. Thank you so much for being with us. We'll see you next week.